so as you got through action A, B, C, and you're kind of riding that wave because everything's momentum, right? So that snowball's rolling. What was the first rock that you hit? What was that P or Q where you're just like, oh, you start looking around?
We had the extra challenges of doing this during the pandemic. And so when we initially started our build out process, we were scheduled to get started maybe the third week of March.
Well, 2020.
And we had,
Okay.
And so we had been planning, we had, submitted our drawings to the city, rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
And then everything shut down, like literally a week, if that, before we were, before the guys were supposed to get to work.
Right.
Build out. And so, that was the first thing I was like, all right, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And, the reality in that moment was that like we had come too far to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cert checks had already been cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were already paying rent.
So you guys had already signed on the space you were paying for. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was like, all right, well, let's just kind of stay close.
Yeah.
Closer than, we would have and pivot where we need to pivot, adjust what we need to adjust. And so, we included a pickup window, which wasn't a part of the initial plan. And because of that, that meant that we had to add a bar that wasn't a part of the initial plans.
Right.
Which took away from space that we initially thought we would have for seating. But again, it's a whole pandemic. So we don't even know if people are going to be able to come inside anyway. So who needs a seat? You understand?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I would say like that was the first like, whoa moment right there.
Yeah. I mean, it's so fascinating. Like you have this once in a lifetime, once in a generation, once in a century event, right? That literally shuts the world down. How, I'm just thinking about where my mind would go. How did the thought of, is this a sign, ever pop up in your mind where it's like, is this a sign that we got to stop? Like, did you ever have any doubt that was kind of so macro or meta that made you rethink things?
Honestly, again, for me in that moment, it wasn't so much, is this a sign we should stop? It really was more like, we've come too far and you've invested too much energy into getting to this point right here. And so, I knew it was a race to the start line. You know what I'm saying? Like we weren't even racing yet. You know what I'm saying? Like this was us trying to get to the start.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, it certainly was an obstacle and it certainly was scary, but at the same time, it's like, for me personally, because I'm naturally an introvert. I'm not, I had never worked in coffee before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the fact that I had gotten to the point to where I was making real progress on it, it took a lot to get there.
Yeah.
And so I would say the fact that we had a space that we actually could build out on was sign enough that it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
That running into that first bump and running into the fact that, man, the world could be shut down. Like at that point, it just was like,
we doing this.
Let's put our dancing shoes on, you know what I'm saying? And figure out how we gonna do this. But we definitely gonna dance because we already at the party.